Good evening, RMP aspirants. We are going for the first RMP coaching call, and this is instructed by our boss, Sir Amir Ali. So we'll continue this series of coaching calls every Friday at the same time. With me, Naveed, Mudassir, Faisal Badaich, and who else with me? I cannot see the video. So we are going to start our question one. This is where we need your support to go through this question one.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. When confirming risk threshold aligned with organizational risk appetites, which of the following represents the primary objective of this process? Striking a delicate balance between risk aversion and risk tolerance to maximize project outcomes while minimizing potential setbacks. Ensuring meticulous adherence to predefined risk mitigation strategies to preemptively address any potential project risk. Establishing a robust framework for risk identification response that prioritizes stakeholder comfort over project innovation, aligning project risk with the predefined acceptable limits set by the organizational risk tolerance levels to maintain strategic consistency and mitigate undue certainty. So I'd go for option number D.
Okay. We are going for option number D. What is the scenario in the question? Why A, B, C are not selected?
Sir, because confirming risk thresholds are there to identify to the team and the project manager how much risk the organization can accept, and each organization has a different threshold. Okay, some organizations are risk averse, some organizations are risk takers, just like all of us. So this option more aligns with the concept because it's saying predefined acceptable limits set by the organization's risk tolerance levels. Okay, tolerance is the acceptable, or the tolerance is the aligns with the threshold. Okay, it tells you how much I'm willing to accept about the risk.
Good. And why? What is wrong with A?
A says striking a balance between risk aversion and risk tolerance. The risk aversion and risk acceptance can tell you. Risk tolerance can be there also, but option number D looks more aligned to me.
Because risk aversion, risk tolerance, yes, these are the categories. These are telling that how much you are going to abide by the risk, how much you are seeking for the risk. But it is not telling us that whether the risk threshold of the project is aligned with the organization appetite or not.
Okay. Yes, sir. Also, it's only saying minimizing potential setbacks. Risk tolerance is not always for a negative thing. Also, sometimes it also tells you how much, in terms of positive, also you can take. Okay, some organizations have a threshold on both. Threshold can be both negative and positive. This only covering only negative.
Okay.
Potential setbacks.
And what about B? What about B? Usman, what do you think about B?
About B, sir?
Yeah. What do you think? What is the right answer? And also,
even I'm more aligned towards option D, sir.
Option D. Why B is not a good option?
So B says that ensuring meticulous adherence to predefined risk mitigation strategies to preemptively address any potential project risk. But to me, it doesn't feel like it's a project risk threshold. Because it's about meticulous adherence to predefined risk mitigation strategies.
Yeah, you say that this is about the mitigation strategies rather than showing any alignment with the organization, alignment of threshold with the organization.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And C, Mudassir Usman and Faisal Naveed. Okay, C. What do you think about C, Usman? Establishing a framework for identification and response that prioritizes stakeholder comfort over project innovation.
Sir, in regards to option C, it doesn't unfold anything about risk threshold.
Threshold again.
From option 3, what I perceive is that they are establishing a framework which will try to identify every risk and try to respond to every risk that will be prioritized by stakeholders, not by a policy or not by a risk threshold
The
parameters.
organization. Okay. So D is the consensus, right? Okay, D is the right answer. Question number 2. Osman, can you please help for this question?
So, in navigating the intricate terrain of resolving conflicts pertaining to risk appetite among stakeholders, which approach is deemed the most conducive to fostering collaboration and consensus? Option A, adhering rigidly to predefined risk management protocols to ensure procedural adherence and governance compliance. Option B, exercising authoritative mandates to impose risk appetite decisions without soliciting substantive stakeholders' input and deliberation. Option C, orchestrating open, transparent dialogue and fostering a culture of negotiation among stakeholders to reconcile divergent perspectives. Option D, deferring to external risk consultants to arbitrate and mediate contentious debates surrounding risk management strategies. Let me absorb the question now. So, in navigating the intricate terrain of resolving conflicts pertaining to risk appetite among the stakeholders, which approach is deemed the most beneficial?
Just analyze that what can be the resolving conflicts? What can be the conflicts while they are
pertaining to risk appetite, sir?
Yeah, when they are in that risk appetite session.
Sir, to me, it feels like option C, orchestrating open, transparent dialogue and fostering a culture of negotiation among stakeholders to reconcile divergent perspectives.
Okay, C is the right answer. But I want to know why others are not selected.
Sir, option A is basically dealing with rigid to predefined risk management protocols.
Okay.
So if there is a conflict, obviously that conflict is because of those protocols or is a result of those protocols. Option B is about exercising authoritative mandates to impose risk appetite decisions. So risk management can never be, in my opinion, can never be an individual's decision. It's more of a collaborative effort, team effort. So authoritative decision over in this parameter doesn't feel right. So,
okay.
And option D is deferring to external risk consultants to arbitrate and mediate contentious debates surrounding risk management strategies. This option doesn't feel right because if stakeholders are in conflict and they are not able to resolve it, but it's more difficult for a third party to come into that management system and to go through all the risk and all the projects and all the portfolios and then consult you what to do and what to not or how to.
First priority should be to solve it internally among the project team management.
Yeah.
Okay. Faisal, do you agree with this C, or you have some other?
Yes, sir, I agree with this.
You agree with C. Okay. Naveed, what do you think? C is okay?
Actually, I'm not sure about this because the method you are just presenting is not, I'm not familiar with this. I thought that it would be a session just like PMP and you will give us the mock exams because this discussion, I'm not prone to this discussion. I cannot solve questions like this discussion. If you have mock tests, please provide me with mock tests. I can solve it by my self-study and can show you the results.
I understand, Naveed.
I'm not familiar with this type of mode actually.
Okay. Actually, this is coaching call and this is meant to be only the questions. But when we will go through the slides, when we will be in the slides, there will be also concepts. We will be discussing the concepts, logics. They will be communicated to you. And then after each concept, there will be question to solve. But actually, this is coaching call, journal coaching call. That's why maybe you are not feeling comfortable here. But just
because during PMP, I already asked Mr. Amir Ali that I would not join this discussion type sessions. If you have any mock tests, You can give me and I will solve myself.
Okay, no problem, no
So,
problem.
this is the more this is the thing that I'm more comfortable with. Yes.
Okay, okay.
Yes.
We respect your comfort
Thank you.
level,
Thank
and
you.
we will do it in this way. Okay,
Thank
so
you.
but this session is yes, general discussion session about
Yeah.
the questions. So keep
Okay.
with us. Okay, don't go away. After that,
Thank
surely
you.
there will be your session.
Thank you.
Okay, Gladima is with us. Gladima, welcome. Gladima, this question, Mudassir, Usman has solved, and he says C option is the right option. Do you agree C is okay? Wakar is with us. Oh, he is settling now.
Yeah, hello. Good
Hi,
afternoon.
good
all.
afternoon. Wakar, how are you?
How are you?
Good.
I'm fine, and you?
I was saying that we are
Okay,
solving
thank you.
question number 2, and you have recently joined us. Before you, Mr. Usman has solved this question, and he said C is the right answer. And C is the right answer as well. I want your opinion that do you agree with C, or do you think any other option can be good option? Or if you agree with C, just let us know why.
I just joined. I didn't read even the
Okay,
question.
okay, we will come to next question. We will take your support in
Yeah.
next question.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Ji, question 3, Abubakar, for you.
Sir, what
Okay.
was the right answer in the last question?
Right answer was C.
Okay.
It's not showing because I have enlarged this screen.
Sir, I have a question in this one.
Yes, please.
Generally, when you're developing a risk management plan, you don't have the team, right? Risk management plan is one of the plans which is developed during the project initiation phase, right?
Planning.
And in the planning phase, okay,
Yes.
not initial, my
Yes.
bad, phase. And this is generally taken in developed keeping in view the organizational boundaries, threshold.
Yes, exactly.
What I'm trying to say is this does not depend upon the stakeholders' risk appetite. This is dependent on the organizational thing. So why can option number A not be in the last question be an answer?
First of all, if we are talking about organizational appetite also comes from organizational executives, relevant stakeholders. But if we are developing the appetite or threshold for the project, then we take the opinion or input for the project stakeholders. Okay. And if we are saying that we are in planning and we are developing the risk management plan as part of the project management planning, but in initiation, we have already developed the stakeholder register.
Yes.
Identify stakeholder process is already done. So we have the relevant stakeholders.
Okay. So this is in the planning phase then.
Yes,
This is happening. This particular thing is happening in the planning phase then.
Planning, exactly.
Okay. I was confused because I was expect maybe this is happening in the execution phase. Okay.
Okay.
No, then C is the right answer. Okay.
Abubakar.
Okay. In defining stakeholder empowerment and education strategy, what approach is most conducive to enhancing stakeholder engagement in risk management? A, implementing a top-down approach where risk management directives are unilaterally imposed. B, establishing comprehensive training programs to educate stakeholders on risk management principles. C, minimizing stakeholders' involvement to streamline risk management processes. D, outsourcing risk management responsibilities to external consultants. So for this, I will go with B, straightforward.
Straightforward. Okay, top-down approach
B.
in A is not acceptable. Minimizing the stakeholder involvement in risk management processes, that is also not going to work because we need the relevant stakeholders input, whichever process we are, especially the first 3 processes, risk management planning, risk identification, especially these 2 processes. And outsourcing risk management responsibilities to external consultants, then the role of project management team is reduced and actually we have to get it done within the project management team. So defining stakeholder empowerment and education strategy, what approach is most conducive in enhancing the engagement in risk management, that is better done by having the to educate them, to give them trainings, and to develop the awareness among the stakeholders. That's right. B is the right answer. G, question number 4. Mudassir bhai.
Okay. In a multi-departmental risk workshop for a large-scale IT infrastructure project, the facilitator role is crucial in guiding the team to identify and prioritize risks effectively. The workshop includes participants from IT, operations, finance, and compliance departments. How should the facilitator handle the session to ensure successful outcomes and effective participation from all contributors? 2 answers. Utilize structured brainstorming techniques to ensure each department has an equal opportunity to present their risk and concern while maintaining strict time limits for each presentation to keep the session focused. Okay. Implement a round-robin discussion format where each participant speaks in turn to ensure that all voices are heard, but avoids allowing any single department to dominate the discussion. This is a good option. Adopt a collaborative decision-making approach by dividing the workshop into smaller breakout groups based on department, allowing each group to develop and present their own risk prioritization independently. A. Facilitate a voting process to rank identified risks, ensuring that all participants have an equal say in the prioritization, and use the results to guide the group discussion towards a consensus on the most critical risk. Sir, can you see a 5th option? I cannot read properly. Yeah. Encourage open dialogue by allowing participants to freely interject and debate risk priorities as they arise, ensuring the facilitators only step in to mediate disputes and summarize key points. Okay. So because there are multiple departments and we have to make sure that every department is collaborating. 2 answers. Implement a round robin, ensuring that all are equal say in the prioritization, and use facilitating. Okay, implement a round session time limits. Implement a round robin where departments internal B is also good. Adopt collaborative. Facilitate a voting to rank identifiers because they have to identify and prioritize. Facilitate a voting process to risk, rank, identify risk, so that all persons have an equal. I would reject option number D. I would reject option number D because I want everybody to participate. It says only mediate disputes and summarize key points. I would
5, number 5, number E.
Oh, sorry, 5. Yeah, I would reject option number 5. I would go for I would go for option number B, option number 2.
Okay.
And I would go for option number 3.
Collaborative decision-making approach. Divide
Yes.
the work.
Collaborative and structured brainstorming.
You are doing a risk workshop facilitation using the facilitation technique.
Yes.
How should the facilitator handle the session?
Actually, the facilitator should encourage the team members. His job should only be to supervise.
Right.
Okay, not interfere.
Agree.
But also we've studied and we've noticed that some departments or some people who speak loud or who speak too much, sometimes they tend to overpower the sessions. Okay, and not everybody is participating because we are bringing in diverse teams, IT, operations, finance, and compliance. Maybe some people are not well versed with the concept, or maybe some people are not used to speak loud or cannot explain everything. So that's why I want to encourage everybody to participate, because so that we can have multiple, diverse inputs. Okay, for better. That's why I'm just trying to use a structured brainstorming techniques and collaborative decision making.
While maintaining strict time limits for each presentation to keep the session focused. Brainstorming is not mostly focused, right? Yes, it's not going beyond the boundaries, But
Yes.
focus is also not there, and time limit is also not there. That this topic you will discuss only for 5 minutes, this topic you will take only 10 minutes.
Yes.
If the complexity is more, then it can be discussed more.
Yes, that's correct. I think then option number 4 becomes better instead of 1.
Okay. 4 and
3. 3. Collaborative decision making and voting process.
though 3 is having also some, I think, setback. You are dividing them into groups, okay, fine, based on departments. First, allowing each group to develop and present their own risk prioritization
Yes.
independently. The group-wide prioritization is done, but the overall prioritization is still not focused.
Actually, all of these are very good options. But
But
yes,
the best two we have to choose. What about do two? Two say,
option number 2 is also very good. Option number 2 is very good round robin discussion format.
okay,
As a matter of fact, it is better than 3 now. If I read it again, option number 2 is better than 3.
2 and 4, right?
Yes, 2 and 4.
Okay. Usman, do you have any input on these two?
Sir, in my opinion, I was going with option 2 and 3.
3.
4, now it seems good, but to me, still, I feel that giving a voting right to everyone, giving a voting right to multiple departments who are not very well versed with the risks of other department, giving them the voting right, and basis on that voting, if you are going to rank those identified risks, that doesn't seem to be a very good option to me in person, sir.
But he is not saying that for all the risks of the department, but most critical risks that can be more general or more relevant to the portfolio or program project. We need the consensus also.
So I'm talking about 4th,
Yeah.
facilitating a voting process to rank identified risks. That
Yes.
means that before that meeting, risks has been identified, and now the team has collectively sat and they are voting to rank those identified risks.
Yes, prioritizing.
Yes, sir. So from the question, what I perceived was that facilitator has to handle a session where every IT operations, finance, and compliance department, every department has to sit together and put up their the identified risks that they have, and then they have to discuss. But giving them a voting right to rank those identified risks, the risks identified by the other departments, that doesn't seem to be a good option to me.
No, it's not saying risk ranked by other departments. It's
Right,
saying
sir.
that the discussion should move towards a consensus on the most critical risks. It's not necessary that the critical risk is from only IT or it's from the operation or finance or compliance. But
Got it, sir.
when voting process is getting done, yes, those who are giving less vote, they are also discussed. The logics are discussed. Why the gap is there? Someone is voting 8, someone is voting 2. Then also they
Got it, sir.
come to the conclusion, they come to the consensus also. That's why he's
Sure.
saying group discussion towards a consensus. And by the way, if you see the question words, how should the facilitator handle the session to ensure successful outcomes? Outcomes are needed from this session and effective participation from all contributors, and all should say out. That's why four looks a better choice.
Got it, sir.
So you agree with
So 2 and 4 are the correct answers, sir.
Yeah, 2 and 4 are the correct answers.
Right.
G. Question number 5. Usman, please help read this question.
Sir, during a risk assessment workshop for an agile transformation project, the facilitator needs to guide a diverse team of project managers, developers, and business analysts to identify and prioritize risks effectively. The workshop is critical for defining the transformation strategy and addressing potential roadblocks.
Okay.
How should the facilitator structure the session to ensure that all participants contribute effectively, and that the workshop leads to actionable outcomes. Option 1, begin the workshop with a presentation of the transformation goals and anticipated risks, then have participants individually submit their risk concerns in writing before opening the floor for group discussion. Option 2, use a structured agenda where each participant is given a specific time slot to present their risk concerns and mitigation ideas, ensuring that all contributions are recorded and discussed in turn. Option 3, facilitate a group exercise where participants are divided into smaller teams to brainstorm and categorize risks. Then reconvene to discussion and prioritize the risks identified by each team. Option 4, encourage an open discussion where participants can freely share their risk concerns and ideas without any formal structure, allowing the conversation to naturally focus on most pressing issues. To me, sir, option 2 and how should I present it? I have to select one option only, sir.
One
Right.
option.
Sir, I will go with option 2.
Option
2.
okay.
Use a structured agenda
Mhm.
where each participant is given a specific time slot to present their risk concerns and mitigation ideas, ensuring that all contributions are recorded and discussed in turn.
Okay. But what about if they have to say something later after their turn? They cannot speak up.
You're also very right, sir. Then I would go for or then option 3 can be a good option, sir. I mean, option 3 seems better than 2 now.
Okay, option 3 is good option. Mudassir, what do you think? Which option is good and why?
Sir, facilitated workshops generally follow an agenda. So option number 2 can be good because you have to. I don't know, depending on the size of the team,
Participants.
participants, you always allot fixed time slot to each person. If the point that you highlighted is very correct, that if somebody has an idea that he wants to, that maybe he has a brainwave, there can be other things. But just like the previous question, if we divide teams into smaller teams,
but reconvene here. But that
yeah.
reconvention was not there.
Yeah, yeah. So option number 3 is better. Option number 3 is okay.
Abu Bakr, what do you think? 3 is okay?
Yes, 3 is okay.
What is wrong with D, Abu Bakr? 4.
D or 4, encourage an open discussion by thinking freely share this
Because without structure, no formal structure.
Because it's saying contribute effectively by dividing the team or with smaller groups. It will be very effective.
And also
there is a group discussion.
Yeah, the important thing is reconvention. They are joining back, sitting and discussing and prioritizing the identified by each team. So in this way, we can
it will be more effective than individually.
Okay.
Yeah.
3 is the right answer. But what about 4? What is wrong with 4? Why it is not selected? Open discussion is there. That's very good idea when we are doing facilitation workshop. Participants can freely share their risk, concern, and ideas without formal structure. Okay, if they are sharing everything, whatever their concern and ideas about risk management, that's nice. Formal structure, that is little bit poor point. Yes, they are structured, they have some agenda. And allowing the conversation to naturally focus on most pressing issues, only issues, but we are here in risk management. We are proactively thinking about the risks, right?
Right.
So we can go for 3. or 4?
For me, it is 3.
3. 3 is the right answer. Question number 6. Oh, Bakar bhai, for you.
Okay. You are leading a risk management team for a software development project. There is a disagreement on how to specify the probability of risk occurring. Some team members advocate for assigning levels of risk probability by range, highlighting its efficiency. Others argue for specified probabilities as specific values, asserting the need for accuracy. How will you handle this disagreement? Option A, opt for specifying probabilities as specific values for accuracy. B, stick with assigning levels of risk probability by range for efficiency. C, propose using probability ranges initially, following by refining with specific values for critical risk. D, seek external expertise to decide on the best approach.
Okay.
You are leading a risk management software.
What are we doing in the question? What about is the question?
There is a disagreement on how to specify the probability of risk occurring. Some team members advocate for assigning levels of risk probabilities by ranges, highlighting its efficiency. Others argue for specific probabilities as specific values, asserting the need for accuracy. So there is a disagreement on how to define, I think, the risk. Risk normally is probability with impact.
But here is only probability.
Yeah.
They are going to specify the probability. Some are saying we should develop the ranges. Okay, the probability of this risk is from 1 to 3, or we can say 1.5 to 2.9. And others say no, give specific value, either stick to 2 or 2.1. Rather, it's not 2.1, but if we are talking about ranges, yes, it can be the decimals also. Or we go 1 to 3 like this. So which one is the best? Which approach you will select? There are two groups in your team. One is saying specific value, other is saying ranges.
For me, ranges is more than specific values.
Ranges is more than specific values, okay. So you will say, you think B is okay? You stick with assigning levels of risk probability by ranges for efficiency, right? What will happen to accuracy? Finally we write the accurate or single value of a probability.
Yeah. I think specific value is more accuracy than range.
Yeah, that is accurate. But for efficiency, he says that ranges should also be considered. Two groups are there in your team. Why not you select both? First, go for the ranges for efficiency. Then among the ranges, choose the specific value.
Yeah. So in this case, C will be the
C will be
good
better.
option. Yeah, C.
Yeah, Usman, anything to say about this?
I'd say even I think C is the better option, sir.
C is the better option. Mudassir?
Okay.
Agree with C?
Sir, I would go for option number A, because we need to have a specific value. You see, risk is probability into impact. So yes, impact is not there, but we need to have a specific range for probability so that we can find out for how much would be the risk. For example, let's say if we assign ranges between 1 and 10, we will not be able to show what the risk would be. Risk has to be, I mean, we need to quantify.
Agree, but C is also telling you first go for the ranges, then from the ranges refine the specific values. For example, you have said that 1 to 5 is the range, then finally refine to a specific value, either 3 or 4.
Because that makes sense. Like it's also saying only specific values for critical risks. But what about, let's say you have 10 risks and 4 risks are in the same range. How will you prioritize them if you do not have specific values? It will always be left in the middle, okay? Because let's say they will have same range. So when you're doing prioritization, probability into impact, you need to have specific values.
Yes, yes. And there are also some ways to go for the specific value among the ranges. It's not
okay.
one way. There are 2, 3 ways to go for the specific.
Okay. That I didn't know. Okay, then if that's the way, then option number C becomes
that was to
ideal.
introduce the concept of ranges and probability as well, that we can go. The best approach is to select for first ranges. Ranges are not widened. You know, sometimes when we are doing the brainstorming for probability assessment, even there are some people who are less aware of the risk probability. Like in the diverse team in different geographical areas, people sitting in Jeddah, they know that how many rains can occur in a year. But those who are in Africa, those who are in UK, USA, they are not knowing that how much is the probability of rain in Saudi Arabia. So if they give whatever the range, and after discussion, giving them logics and the previous historical data, then they will come to specific value. Then in this way, the probability assessment is done for the risk. Okay.
Option number C then.
Question number 7 on the survey.
In a marketing campaign project, there is a risk of negative publicity due to unforeseen events. The project manager decides to execute a risk response plan aimed at minimizing reputational damage. What action should the project manager take immediately after planning the risk response? Conduct a media analysis to gauge public sentiment, seek approval from senior management for a response plan, update the project communication plan to address potential concerns, implement social media monitoring tools to track brand mentions. Okay. Conduct. So it says a risk has been identified and a response has been planned.
Yeah.
Okay, already. So see, a response has been planned. He cannot implement the plan immediately. This is a risk. This is not an issue. Okay. So option number D is rejected.
Okay.
Option number B says approval from manager for the response plan. He has already planned it. So I don't know why he needs to go to senior management. Generally, you don't go to senior management anyways. Okay, this is the job of a project manager. So option number B is also rejected. Or we can also say that, sorry, sir.
Response planning is part of planning. We will go
Yes.
in the end when we have finalized the project management.
Yes. Okay. So option B is also rejected. Conduct a media analysis to gauge public sentiment. Update the project communication. Yes. Between B and C, now he's doing media analysis to gauge public sentiment. This is a way to monitor. What I'm trying to say is maybe he's doing constant monitoring. And once he finalizes, once it is identified that the risk is about to happen, or so only then implementation response plan would be implemented. So I'd go for option number A.
You told that conducting a media analysis is monitoring. Monitoring comes off after implementation of response plan, after execution of plan. You have just planned it. You did not execute so far. So monitoring will come later. When you plan the response, what do? You integrate into the project management plan. You see the predicted.
Yes, that's correct. But option number C says approval, update the project communication plan to address potential concerns. So before you plan, before you plan a response, what I'm trying to say is option number C would have already been done to address potential concerns. Otherwise, he would have not planned potential concerns.
Potential concern is not done. Potential concerns mean upcoming concerns, upcoming risks, upcoming situation. It's not done. It's not issued. Potential word is clear.
Yes, I think I'm confused with the word because it says address potential concerns. In my opinion, the address potential concerns means potential concerns with implementing this plan.
No.
No? So does this word mean monitoring?
It means integrating the project management plan. Whatever activities you have planned as a response strategy, integrate into the communication plan so that in future when these concerns will really occur or the triggers for the risk will occur, then you can execute it as part of the plan.
Okay.
Do you agree?
Okay, then option number C.
Option number C. Question 8. Usman, for you, please.
So in a product development project, the project team implements a risk response plan to the project team implements a risk response plan to address quality control issues identified during testing. After the plan is executed, the stakeholders provide feedback indicating that implemented response has not fully addressed the quality concern. What should project manager do next? Option A, revert to the previous risk response plan. Option B, conduct a review to identify gaps in the implemented response. Option C, escalate the issue to senior management for guidance. Option D, implement additional quality control measures to supplement the response. To me, sir, option B seems to be more sensible option to go with. Conduct a review to identify gaps in the implemented response.
Vladimir, do you agree with B?
Yes. I agree with B.
Okay, B is the right answer. Question number 9. Yes, I will wait for you.
Okay. You are the risk manager for a large complex portfolio that includes several interdependent projects and programs. The portfolio has encountered increasing complexity due to rapid technological changes, evolving market conditions, and intricate system interaction. As the organization seeks to optimize resource utilization, improve performance, and achieve high return of investment, you need to leverage risk management to address and mitigate this complexity. The goal is to reduce enforcing complexities and ensure successful outcomes across the portfolio. Given the complexity of managing multiple interdependent projects and programs within the portfolio, which two approaches should you prioritize to effectively use risk management in reducing complexity and enabling successful outcomes? So the issue is the goal is to reduce enforcing complexity and ensure successful outcomes across the portfolio. A, implement an integrated risk management system that captures and analyzes risk data from all projects and programs to identify common risk patterns and develop cross-cutting risk response strategies. B, focus exclusively on managing risk at the project level without integrating risk management practices across the portfolio to ensure each project is addressed individually. C, develop a comprehensive risk management framework that includes regular risk review, stakeholders engagement, and iterative update to risk response plan to address emerging complexities and changes in portfolio.
Okay.
D, standardize risk management practice across all projects and programs by applying the same risk assessment and responses procedure informally, regardless of the specific context or complexity of each initiative. E, create dedicated risk management roles which each project and program to ensure the risk management activities are performed in isolation, allowing each team to focus solely on their specific risks and challenges. So first, I eliminate E.
Okay.
E is eliminated. D also. It's saying standardized risk management practice across
Okay.
all projects and programs.
D and E, right?
Yeah, D and E.
Okay.
C, develop a comprehensive risk management framework that include regular risk review, stakeholders engagement, and iterative update to risk response plan to address emerging complexity and changes in the portfolio. C can be a good option.
Okay.
B, focus exclusively on managing risk at the project level without integrating risk management practices across the portfolio to ensure each project is addressed individually. So B also, I eliminate B because saying focus exclusively at project level, not at program level or operation.
So A and C are the right answers.
A and C, yeah, A and C.
Mudassir, you agree with A?
Yes, I agree with it.
Usman, do you agree?
Sir, even I agree with A and C, sir.
Okay, good. Okay, A and C are the right answers. Last question for this session. Yes, Mudassir bhai.
Okay. Which two approaches should you prioritize to effectively integrate technologies and continuously enhance risk management practices? And you're a risk manager for a tech-driven organization to heavily investing in advanced technologies like AI and ML to enhance risk management capabilities. The organization aims to continuously improve its risk management competencies to better handle emerging threats and opportunities, optimize risk response and enhance overall performance. Despite implementing these advanced technologies, there are challenges in effectively integrating them into existing risk management process, ensuring that the team adapts and improves its risk management approach. In light of organization focus on leveraging AI and ML to improve risk management competencies, which two approaches should you prioritize to effectively integrate these tech and continuously enhance risk management practice? A, conduct regular training sessions for risk management team on AI and ML tools, ensuring they understand how to leverage these technologies for risk identification, analysis, and response is a very good option. Focus solely on implementing AI and ML without considering the need for ongoing team development. No, this is not okay. Integrate AML tools into existing risk management process by regularly updating risk models and algorithms based on new data and insight, and ensure that these tools are used to refine risk identification and analysis is a good option. D, establish a feedback loop where performance of AI and ML is constantly monitored and assessed and use this feedback to iteratively improve the tools and risk management practices over time. Okay. E, adapt a strategy of periodic risk management reviews without integrating advanced technologies. So this is gone. So I would select A, and I'm just thinking between C and D. C and D.
So which one? C or D?
I think AI by
D.
regularly updated.
I will
Sir,
take
sorry.
from D. Feedback loop, that is after the fact. Okay, not proactive approach. And over the time is not mentioned. How much after the interval, what interval of time, after how much time. That is also, a drawback of this option.
Yes. So I will go for option number C then.
A and C.
Yes.
Abubakar, you agree for A and C, or do you think D is better?
No, A and C.
A and C. Usman?
Yes.
So A and C.
Good. A and C is the right answer. So we'll conclude our session here. for this type of questions, we will meet up on coming Friday. And surely our session for chapter 6 will be tomorrow, Saturday. And for Faisal, chapter 2 will be tomorrow. And for Naveed, we will start today. Naveed, our new student. We are going to start chapter 1 today. Okay, Naveed, you can join after 10 minutes, please, because I have to record this session, convert this
Okay.
to recording. Just
Okay.
give me 10.
Okay. Allah Hafiz.
Allah
Thank you, sir. Assalamu alaikum.
Welcome.
Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.
Welcome.